We don't want to be one of these councils that sells land only to realise that, look, we actually need it in a couple of years' time or a few years' time and you won't have to pay a premium to buy it back. We actually want to know what the land's worth, de-risk it, maximise its sort of profitability, but also what it provides in terms of planning gains, Section 106s, and make sure it gets delivered for the local town and local community. Over the whole scheme, we achieved 50% affordable housing, something that I know Stevenage Council and its members are particularly proud of. And it's a scheme that we're now going to make about a £4 million increase in profits on.
Hello, I'm Toby Fox from 1.5 Million New Homes, the Local Government Challenge, sponsored by Redloft and Bugler Developments. And I'm visiting a different council every month to find out what works and what needs to change to get more homes built. And this month, I've come to Stevenage in Hertfordshire. And I've come to talk to Ash Ahmed from Stevenage Borough Council about a development at Kenilworth Close.
I'm Ash Ahmed, Stevenage Borough Council's Chief Land and Development Officer, and part of my role is getting new developments off the ground, but also finding land opportunities that we can de-risk and market on the open market to generate funds for the council for its very many social purposes. In a few weeks, I'll be the council's Director of Development and Land.
Congratulations. What does that entail in terms of the change to the role?
Okay, so it's more about doing more of what we're already doing, but with greater intensity. The council is very ambitious. It wants to achieve more than its housing targets. And whilst it's difficult sometimes, there's things that we can do to alleviate that. So part of that is we want to maximise our income from land opportunities. We don't want to be one of these councils that sells land only to realise that, look, we actually need it in a couple of years' time or a few years' time and you won't have to pay a premium to buy it back, or you rely on overage agreements, the developer making more money and then returning that to you. We actually want to know what the land's worth, de-risk it, maximise its sort of profitability, but also what it provides in terms of planning gains, Section 106s, and make sure it gets delivered for the local town and local community.
So how does that relate to the scheme that we're actually on?
Okay, so we're at Kenilworth Close. You've seen that it's partway delivered, and we've got a wonderful independent living scheme with 88 apartments for the over 55s. We've got new retail, and we've got a mixture of houses and flats that are for sale and for rent. And over the whole scheme, we achieved 50% affordable housing, something that I know the Stevenage Council and its members are particularly proud of. But we're standing outside phase 2 now, and this was a piece of land that's got now consent for 24 private sale homes. We need to generate that revenue to feed back into our social purpose activities. Within the contract that we procured, there was a pause moment. So we knew that the area would be better, values would increase. So we were keen not to agree a land price with the developer at the time. And as phase 1's completed, we looked at the numbers and there were numbers that we weren't happy with. And it was the scheme that the developer probably, they were interested in the 200 unit scheme, but less so a smaller scheme such as this. So we agreed to part company. Contractually, that was allowed. And we re-procured one of our local SMEs to deliver this. And it's a scheme that we're now going to make about a £4 million increase in profit on. That's so vitally important to delivering our social housing ambitions, but also our other social purpose activities.
Let's dig into that a little bit. £4 million made by the council that was unexpected. Where does that £4 million go? Okay,
so I mean, councils run many services. So there's play schemes, there's parks and landscapes, an area public realm to maintain, then there's the homeless activities to deliver as well. And our council, caring council, likes to deliver more than just the bare minimum. So generally that means added support is given to residents, added quality of accommodation that we deliver. So some of the houses that you've seen today have got triple glazing. We're invested in air source heat pumps and delivering energy efficient solutions that actually save tenants money in the long run, but that has a capital cost attached to it, and those funds that we raise will be distributed to those essential services.
So it strikes me, Ash, from what you've described of how this scheme evolved, that there's an awful lot of intelligence and expertise and experience inside the council that enables it to understand how to move these schemes forward, how to deliver the best value, how to deliver the best outcomes. But that's an investment in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was lucky enough to be appointed as Assistant Director of Development 10 years ago now, and I came here from Basildon Council, another new town. And what really pleased me about Stevenage was the ambition to deliver more than what was expected. Yeah, I remember at my job interview, the leader of the council then saying, "Well, the bare minimum targets is not what we're after, so we want you to deliver a lot more." And I should have been a wake-up call to me back then, but I've been thoroughly supported by the politicians and the leadership of this council over the many years to deliver more for the local community, and then they give you time. Yeah, Toby, and they give you time to build a business case.
Yeah.
And then if that business case stacks up, then there's the finance and the project support to deliver it. And our credibility now has improved so much that we're getting more and more grant success with Homes England. We've had around 11 million worth of sales receipts come through on this scheme that's reinvested into the programme. And it takes a brave council to set out on that journey, but it's been a long journey.
And how much is the investment to deliver that in the team itself?
So it's a small team, only 5 of us. So I think roughly we probably run at less than £300,000 a year. But a scheme like this would demonstrate the value that we bring, because as a land opportunity, it could have been sold at auction. It wouldn't have been de-risked. It could have just been attached to the first contract and allowed to progress, and the council would have received a respectable £1 million or so. But it's having the knowledge and the appetite to think, well, actually 24 houses isn't that big a risk in an area that's been much improved. Actually, yeah, we're quite confident that we'll probably sell half of these units before they're complete.
So that's it for another episode of 1.5 Million New Homes, the Local Government Challenge, sponsored by Redloft and Bugler Developments. We're going to be back in a few days with more from Stevenage Borough Council, but until then, please click like and subscribe, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.